To the Pittsburgh Steelers now. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reports that the Steelers will likely draft a running back in the first round and no later than in round 2, which is a little dicey to lock yourself into a particular position here in the NFL draft. Now, the report is the Steelers are looking for a more dynamic feature back. They want somebody who brings them more pop and big plays than what they had in recent years with James Conner now leading for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or for the Cardinals, and other players on their roster. The reality is the Steelers' ground game last year was bad. They have players on the roster right now from a bodies perspective. Benny Snell, Jalen Samuels, Anthony McFarland, Kalen Ballage, Trey Edmonds are all on the roster right now. But none of those guys, from what I've seen in their times in the NFL, are legitimate, boom, big plays, home runs, reliable number one backs. And there's one name in particular that keeps getting linked to Pittsburgh. That is Najee Harris, the Alabama back. Now, we don't know if he's going to be there at pick number 24 overall in the NFL draft. I do think he makes sense, though, for this team. He's been heavily linked, and I believe he fits what they want to do on offense. The real question is he going to be there in round 1? There are some teams ahead of the Steelers who could take him after Harris put out a massive breakout year in 2020. The big plays and the receiving value all went up significantly. The Jets at 23, the Dolphins at 18 stand out as very real fits and potential destinations for Najee Harris in the NFL draft. So let's say hypothetically, though, that Najee Harris is there. He is on the board for Pittsburgh at number 24 overall. What would you guys do? Type D for you want to draft him, or type in P for you would rather pass and not take him. Get your votes in for me in the comments section. Let's look at some other backs here I wanted to mention real fast. Najee Harris, of course, has been viewed as the number one back. Travis Etienne fits as a home run, speedy, dynamic threat there. I like him out of Clemson a lot. In fact, for my own rankings, not reflected here, I have him just ahead of Najee Harris, but not by much. I'm not going to complain for those who have Najee at the number one spot among backs. Then there's Javonte Williams, the UNC back, a battering ram, tackle-breaking machine. Kenneth Gainwell and Michael Carter. I like those guys. I don't know if they're going to go by round 2, though. So because of that, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to draft someone in round 1 or round 2, I think one of those first 3 guys, Harris, Etienne, or Williams, make the most sense in the end. Again, as I mentioned, the ground game for Pittsburgh, bad. Attempts, they were 28th with just 373. They were dead last in yards on the ground last year, just over 1,350. They were dead last in average in terms of the yards per carry. 3.6 is terrible. The touchdowns, they were tied for 27th but 12th. Overall, it was not very good. Clearly, Pittsburgh's hoping a big-time back as opposed to a better offensive line will make that team look better on the ground.